In this video, we're going to get started in RemoteConnect. We're also going to simulate the project that we create in RemoteConnect, so that way we could simulate the logic that we build and test it, and we don't actually need any hardware to do that. So let's go ahead and get started. So you go and open RemoteConnect, hit Create New Project. When we create a new project, I'm going to create a SCADA Pack 575 project, but you can go ahead and pick whichever type that you'd like. I'm going to leave the DMP address as 0. I'm just going to enable all the settings because we are doing simulation. It really doesn't matter what you do there. Hit next. You could obviously use multiple masters, and with the SCADA Pack, we're just going to leave it as 1. Next, communication type. This doesn't really matter. We're not actually connecting to the hardware, so you hit next and finish. Once that's created, you'll see this screen. You could hover over anything if you like to see any of the settings. The only thing that really matters for us, because we are doing simulation, is the objects. So RemoteConnect will pre-build all these objects for you. So they're here if you want to take a look at them. We'll come back and forth to these as we're building our project, but this object database and the logic software object database are synced together. So we'll be going back and forth in the video to both databases. But go ahead and hit the configuration tab, go to SCADA Pack X70 logic, and go ahead and open the editor. When you open the editor, a screen like this should come up. In this screen, we aren't really going to go through too much here in the simulation. You can see your derived variables here. So these are all the objects that we created in RemoteConnect. They're all synced together. So we'll reference those throughout the lab. As well as in our task, we're going to add some sections to our master program with some logic. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's start by creating a new section. We'll just call this ladder 1. Create a ladder diagram language. Hit OK. In here we can now add some ladder logic. We'll go ahead and add a normally open contact, maybe add a coil at the end. Go ahead and give this a tag. We'll call this start. Okay, it'll create a tag or a variable automatically for you. Hit the check mark. Maybe this will be called light. Create the variable as well. Now that we've built a bit of logic, let's go ahead and rebuild the project. Once you built the project, you can now hit mode start simulation. This takes a bit, so this doesn't lock up. The initial time that you start the simulation, it takes a little bit, but every time you go back and forth into it, it'll be really quick. So just be patient on this screen. I'm going to fast forward through this. So now that the simulation started, your screen should look like this. I'm going to go ahead and close this database editor. Just have this open. I'm going to select both objects and create a animation table. This is the animation table that gets created. I'm going to go ahead and just do tile horizontally so I can see both screens. When I go in here and I hit modification and toggle the start on, you'll notice the start comes on as well as the light comes on, and I can toggle it back and you'll notice the start turns off and the light comes off. So here's the first step to getting this simulation started in RemoteConnect. We'll be building on this in the next couple videos.